What's up, YouTube? It's your boy JB, aka the King of Soul, and today we got some Jordan 13s to look at. The Air Jordan 13 Retro. Now this is the wheat colorway. Before we get into the review, do me a favor. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. If you do dig the content, also hit that share button. These videos that we do on this channel are strictly for review purposes, so if you do happen to have any questions or comments, definitely feel free to drop those down below. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the review. So this sneaker this time, it's an Air Jordan 13, but like one thing that's a little different on this box, they actually did go ahead and give us this all white packaging. You do have this kind of like embossed circle here, and then smack dead in the middle you do have the Jordan Jumpman logo there in that wheat color. Now the box, for the most part, it is all white. Nothing really, too much there to highlight. The bottom portion of the sneaker box is also all white, and you do have this black Nike branding here, and then it does have some copyright information. So for those that do care about that, there you go. Now the box label on the sneaker does read Air Jordan 13 Retro. The colorway says white and wheat. And it is a swing box lid. Up underneath, you do have your green and white, YM sticker there. You are met with this white wax, tissue paper here. The sneaker didn't come double wrapped or anything like that. But from up underneath, you are met with the actual sneaker itself. Now, this particular sneaker, just a short story. This sneaker actually did originally release back in, I want to say, about 2004, 2005. I don't have the, I can't really recall like the actual year right now. But yeah, man, it's a plain white sneaker, just a couple hits a week. I mean, it's an excellent sneaker in my opinion. I mean, it's plain, but it's just like, one of those sneakers that will kind of like, catch the eye. But yeah, man, I'm not going to talk you guys to death on this one. Let's jump right into it. Air Jordan 13 Retro, wheat. So let's take a look at the right sneaker like we do always. And just from first observation, the sneaker does look like any other Air Jordan 13. Again, the sneaker is all white for the most part. You do have this predominantly white leather upper on the sneaker, and then you do have like this hit of wheat here on the midsole and going to the middle portion of the sneaker. You also have more of that wheat showing here around this plastic bubble here. Now the wheat material, it's not really like a suede or a nubuck. Is actually more of a felt material, and it is pretty consistent along the midsole going towards the back. Now this side portion here, you do have this white leather shroud here, and if you look closely, you do kind of have like these circular impressions on the shroud there, and they do have this white stitching, to kind of make like these white circles here. Other than that, you do have this white midsole here with the hit of the wheat up underneath. One thing about Air Jordan 13s that stand out the most is that holographic 23, and then if you do see closely, well, look closely, you can see that it does have the Jordan Jumpman logo there as well. And that's pretty much it. Again, you do have the hit of wheat surrounding the cat eye there, but other than that, you just have this all white leather on the lateral side, and that's pretty much it. Switching things over, going towards the front toe box area, you do have this smooth white leather here, and it is slightly tumbled, but to the touch it feels pretty decent leather. Now one thing that I do want to point out to you, this portion and the shrouds, that is leather, but the tongue of the sneaker is actually this synthetic leather here. Going toward the front toe box area of the sneaker, you do see this wheat tab there, and it does have Jordan there up underneath. It doesn't really have anything behind it. In most cases with Air Jordan 13 sneakers, there will be a Roman numeral 13, but on this pair there isn't anything behind that tab. The sneaker did come pre-laced with these white rope laces. Up underneath, you are met with the tongue. Again, the tongue of the sneaker is pretty much just this synthetic leather here, and it is perforated here going towards like, you know, the pretty much like 3/4 of the way of the tongue. It is all white leather. It is perforated. Now the holes of on the tongue is not really like you can see on the opposite side, so it doesn't really do anything as far as like actually providing like, you know, more airflow for the sneaker or anything. It's just something that they did for, you know, just for design. On the upper portion of the tongue, you do have this all white synthetic leather, and then smack dead in the middle you do have the wheat Jordan Jumpman logo there stitched in that wheat color there. Behind the tongue you do have like, you know, this hit of white, and then for the most part like the entire like, you know, lining of the sneaker here around like the collar, it is all white. The inside, on the insole of the sneaker, it is wheat, and you do have that white Jordan Jumpman logo there. That's pretty much it for the front portion of the sneaker. Switching things over, going towards the medial side of the sneaker, just like the other side, you do have like, you know, this hit of white leather here, and you do see more of those circle impressions here with the white stitching. You do see more of that wheat colored felt here for the midsection on the upper portion here and the midsole, and then you do see more of those white pods there on the you know, medial side there as well. And that's pretty much it. Going towards the rear of the sneaker, you do see more of like, you know, that wheat felt. The felt material is transitional, like, you know, pretty decent quality to the touch. And then you do see more of the white pods here on the midsole, and you can kind of like, you know, see this gradual extension from like, you know, both sides of the sneaker with this white leather here. And that's pretty much it, other than like, you know, that hit of white there around like the ankle collar of the sneaker. Going towards the bottom portion of the sneaker, it is pretty much all white and wheat. You do have this herringbone traction white pods here going throughout the entire bottom. The mid portion of the sneaker, you do have this hit of carbon fiber here, and it is like in that wheat color, and they do have these kind of white dots here, and then you do have this it's like a plastic air bubble here, and from my understanding, like this is like, you know, that Nike Zoom technology, so it is like, you know, kind of firm, but it is like, you know, you can kind of see through it. It is plastic, but up underneath you can see like that hit of that neon green, and then you see the black Jordan Jumpman logo there, and that's pretty much it for the bottom. The left sneaker is pretty much consistent with the right as far as like design and everything. Pretty much everything is the same, nothing really to note that's too different. But yeah, man, excellent sneaker, man. If I were to actually rate this one, to be fair, I'm actually give this a, let me give this one an 8 out of 10, a solid 8. And the reason being because, like, you know, it is an all white sneaker. So like, to be honest, you already know how white sneakers are. You wear them a few times, after that they start to look kind of like, you know, dingy and dirty, you know. White sneakers are kind of hard to keep clean, and then like, you know, of course, like that felt material, if you do like spill anything on it, or, you know, get like some mud or anything on it, it's like a situation where it's going to be kind of hard to kind of clean that too. But as far as like, you know, design craftsmanship on the sneaker, excellent. Just like any other Air Jordan 13, the concept of the sneaker is pretty solid. So like, yeah, man, 8 out of 10. As far as like comfort and sizing, so this particular pair, it is a little different. With most Air Jordan 13s, like it seems like it's a situation where they tend to fit true to size for me. With this particular pair, one thing that I noticed, they do fit a bit snug. So if like you do, even if you do like your sneakers kind of like, you know, tight fitting, which I do feel like this does kind of fit a little bit snug. So if I'm actually going to make a recommendation on these, I would actually recommend going up actually a whole size on this one, not just a half size, because like I'm telling you, like it's kind of like a real tight fit. So I recommend going up like a whole size on this one. As far as comfort, it's comfortable just like, you know, any other Air Jordan 13. But I do want to take the time to shout out the vendor who actually gifted me this pair so I can review on the channel for you guys. But I do recommend and, you know, highly encourage you guys to stay engaged with me like always. I can be reached on Instagram. I'm over on X, TikTok, even here on YouTube. Everything is at the King of Soul. But before we go, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a 360 and the B-roll like I always do. But there you go, Air Jordan 13 Retro Week. So there's the front of the sneaker. There's the lateral side of the right, lateral side of the left. There's the bottom portion. There's the medial side. And then there's the rear. But again, I do thank you guys for taking the time to tune in like always. But until next time, see you later.